Burkitt's lymphoma is a very bad form of cancer. I can't think of one good form of cancer, but some, well, maybe the best way to say it is, what would make Burkitt's lymphoma stand out different from any other lymphoma? And I would say this to you. Burkitt's is one of the fastest cancers known to man. So when it hits and it does whatever it's going to do in a matter of just a few weeks. The first time I was taken down in 4 weeks, and I lost around 30 to 35 pounds in 4 weeks before they figured out what was wrong, because it's just these real vague symptoms. I was just sweating. I was just growing weak. I was having fevers. I mean, come on, sweating and fevers, I mean, that covers almost every illness out there. And when you have a healthy guy otherwise, it just took him a while to find it. So we've been very, very lucky and blessed this time to have caught it quick. And it's rare to catch Burkitt's lymphoma so quickly. Make sure you go to the Burkitt's Lymphoma Society webpage. You can see amazing testimonies, some of victory and survival, and some that are so painful to read. The survival rate varies on Burkitt's from anywhere about 50-50 to maybe 70-30. Depends on what studies you read and who you talk to. But that's a lot of people lost, and when they're lost very suddenly. If you've ever lost a loved one to a heart attack or something where they were just there one day and gone the next. Burkitt's may not be that fast to the moment, but it's that fast to the week or the month. It's just quick. You don't have much time for preparation. I would encourage you to read around on the Burkitt's Lymphoma Society site. Jeff Runyon, founder of the Burkitt's Lymphoma Society, I thank you, Jeff, for all that you did. I had pretty much lost my sanity after my first go around with chemo and then things that happened. I had lost my sanity nearly. In December 2011 is when I found the Burkitt's Lymphoma Society. And because of their love and support, their understanding of the unique qualities of what occurs, it made such a difference to me, helped me so much. And I know it's helped many out there. So what's happening now? The chemotherapy is still working. I got, 5 or 6 days worth of chemo, and it just infused around the clock. When those 5 or 6 days were over, they sent me home. Now, let me just give a thought to you so that you'll get my context of the statement. Here it is a week later, and the chemo is now really kicking me good. And that's what it's supposed to do. So what does a week ago infusions have to do with today? Most medications have what they call a half-life. And the basic idea is, how long does it take for a medicine to reduce its strength by 50%? How long does it take for medicine to reduce its strength by 50%? Asked another way, you could say, how long does a medicine work? How long does it take it to work, to do its job? If you had a headache, you had several options. You could do Tylenol. Tylenol is every 4 hours, is acetaminophen. So it's built around a 4-hour schedule, more or less. And that means Tylenol has a half-life that works in a matter of maybe 30 minutes to an hour and a half. Very short half-life. But if you had a headache and you wanted to take ibuprofen, you could work in 6-hour increments. It's a different medicine, same goal, but it works longer. So you don't have to take the dose as often to get the same coverage or effect. Look at Aleve. A-L-L-E-V-E, Aleve. It works in 12-hour increments. You get in and out of there, right? So you don't have to take it every 12 hours to get the coverage, whereas with Tylenol you take every 4 hours to get the same coverage or same effect. So with chemo, its half-life, how long it works, is not measured in hours. Chemo is measured, and I'm not an expert, and I probably should study some more, and maybe I will, but for the moment, give me some room. It works in days or weeks. So just like you take a Tylenol and you wait an hour for it to kick in, and then you have 2 or 3 good hours, and then it starts wearing off, chemo, they infuse it, and it takes a few days to a week or two to start kicking in, possibly, and then it works for several weeks and then starts fading. My regimen is called DA Epic R, and this regimen is built around a 21-day schedule. Every 21 days we're going to restart this regimen. So that gives you an idea what I'm looking at there from just a thought process. What does that mean for me this week? This week is this blood test today, and that's really it. The chemo is working. I've only had a little bit of nausea. I'm getting some mouth sores. I'm weak. I have moments when the sweating hits. But overall, all the symptoms initially for this round have been relatively mild. A week from today, on Monday the 21st, I guess it is, I'll go to my doctor for a full visit, my oncologist. And from there we will see what's going to happen. I want to go ahead and just do a deeply personal note for the moment. I'm just some guy who's an RN in Fort Worth, Texas. Dad, father, husband, whatever. I caught on to this idea of vlogging back in maybe March or something through a news article. I'm not a vlogger, but I guess as I look back, I've had enough interest in photography and have enough little tinkering toys laying around that I could do some vlogging. And so if you look on my YouTube channel, you're going to see that I had just thrown up a few random things from March on and had developed this little format called Crafts Corner. There's a long story behind that, it doesn't really matter, but it was just for fun, tongue-in-cheek. You'll see other videos on the YouTube channel that a lot of them are storming videos. If you like dogs, you need to watch those Stormy videos. Stormy was the best dog ever in the world. Ever, ever, ever. And don't try to argue with me on that. Amazing. She passed earlier this year. So lots of Stormy videos, thank goodness. Well, I had caught on this idea of vlogging where you capture little bits of your daily life for maybe a week, and then you share it with people. And when I went into the hospital on this, I thought, well, maybe I'll vlog a little bit as a method to keep in touch with my family on a more personal note. The first time around, I sent out a bunch of emails, and that was it. First time around, I'd never heard of Karen Bridge. I didn't know of maybe I guess I'd heard of YouTube by then, but I certainly didn't have a channel or really have much to do with it, and it would have never occurred to me to do something like this. Last Friday night, chemo was doing what chemo does, and I was laying awake in the middle of the night, and this thought hit my head: let me go back and look at the 2 or 3 videos that I've shared. Well, I discovered I had shared a lot more than 2 or 3 videos. And the first one, something about it, it's begun again, dang it, or here it goes again, or it's the start again, dang it. And it's today they put my port in. When I first watched that, I had no remembrance whatsoever of any of that. It's like I could not tell you the day, what happened, the filming, the creation of that video, and I panicked. You know, I guess the video's not bad, but I might have shared a few more details or my heart on my sleeve a little more than I would have normally if I had been about my right mind. Well, I was in a lot of pain then. Morphine was flying and going. After I watched the video and I've had some chances to talk to some people and think about it, you know, some vague memories are there that day, and obviously I certainly put out the video, okay? I watched some more videos that I put out. And I guess really the point I want to go ahead and share with y'all is I felt some personal embarrassment and some shame. Saturday morning, I took a good long walk. Long for me, you understand, is maybe a quarter mile at this point, but it was slow, it was peaceful, and I had a chance to really reflect on, oh my gosh, what have I done? I'm giving out my phone number and my email, and I'm just telling these people my stuff, and I never set out to go bleed on the internet in front of people. Thursday, the last video before this one, was called You Never Know the Difference You'll Make. And I had these cards showing up at my house and the kindest emails and people I've never actually met before writing things to me. And I'm thinking, where did all this come from? So now I've put together and realized I've gotten on my little phone here and I bled to y'all and just bared my heart, maybe a little more information than I should have, maybe not. I don't know. But I did feel, I'll be honest with you, I felt some shame and some embarrassment over some of the things I said. I have decided I'm not going to apologize though. I had to ask the question, why do I feel shame and embarrassment? And why did my personal revelation sharing with y'all in such a goofy way seem to have touched some people? I'm going to tell you something. That same day I released that video, you never know the impact you make on somebody. At 1 p.m. that afternoon, after a terrible morning, very hard. And it's really quite a long, very touching story. I got my answer. I had the mom of someone who lost her son to Burkitt's lymphoma share with me and my family how much my stories to y'all meant to her. I will not reveal the details other than that. And I want you to know, when I read that card she sent me, I felt I was standing on holy ground. I don't say that lightly or to be dramatic. For me to have received a card from somebody I've never met and see the heart of a mother basically say, Robert, I'm hurting and watching your videos might even be helping me heal. I've had some time to think all this through. That was, by the way, that was not the only card or email or comment or whatever. I got many. After thinking it through, I've decided I'm going to go ahead and share my journey with you all. And I've decided to take shame and embarrassment, two enemies, mostly two enemies. I'm going to say have a good place at times, but two enemies to the human soul. And I'm going to put them to the side. And I've discovered in the last week there are a lot of hurting people out there around this world. And there's a lot of hurting people who are looking to find some depth of meaning to their pain and suffering. And that most of them carry it inside, deep inside, because of shame and suffering, shame and embarrassment, or just anger, or whatever, the injustice of it. I don't promise to answer things for you people. I'm not here to be some guru. What I'm going to do is just be me. And I'm going to try to carefully share and articulate my thoughts and actions over the next 6 months to a year as I go through chemo and a stem cell transplant, provided everything goes well. If it doesn't go well, then you're going to watch a man come to the end of his life. I've talked to my family a little bit about this. They know who I am. I've always been kind of this open, transparent person. And now I have a chance to take my openness and transparency and maybe reach out and help some people during my time of need. Cancer touches most people in some way or another. If it's not cancer, it's a car wreck, it's grief, it's something. Here's what I need from you. I'm going to post a brand new email, a blog with a B, and then I'll have a vlog with a V. So there's going to be videos, there's going to be written words, there'll be my Facebook. My Facebook page will probably be the least updated, but I will put links on it to these others. Having said all that, I want to share my journey with y'all, try to be as responsible as I can. There's some neat things coming up because I've got really neat family. My family, Janice's family, amazing people. Amazing people. So this is really going to probably have some fun moments too. I'm going to try my best. I've decided if there's moments that things get kind of ugly, if my family doesn't shoot me first, I might just reveal it to you. Because maybe we can all help each other in this process. Don't forget, something is more important. Love is greater than cancer. There is a highest priority in life, and that is love. All things should be subjected to love. This really wise man about 3,000 years ago could have made anything he wanted to be number one in his life. He could have made anything he wanted to be a number one first priority. And in 1999, I set out to try to discover what it meant to fulfill the greatest commandment. To love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as self. Jesus said there is no commandment greater. I realize many of you on here watching are either not spiritual or maybe you're not sure. And you know what? I don't care. Y'all be who you are. You're beautiful people. Y'all treated me with so much love and respect. I just want to love you back. Just let me be me. Y'all be y'all. This is not going to turn into religious programming, because that's not my goal. My goal is to get to a human experience. But I will do so as a Christian man, because that's just who I am. But I think most of you who know me realize I'm not a preachy kind of guy anyway, so not a big deal. Just if I have a moment where I get spiritual in my own little thoughts, just turn the volume down if it bugs you for a moment, okay? Love you all. Thank you so much for the kind support cards, generous gifts, the words. It's all come together. I got my disability approved, so that's taken care of. Everything's fallen into place.